Hello there YouTube, this is Spoofy here, bringing you a quick character builder guide for Mario Golf Super Rush. I have played through the adventure 3 times to make what I would believe to be the best possible 3 characters you can make. Now if you want to do just a stroke play character, you would use my Tee Up Rex setup here, which is basically put everything into power and then 14 points into control. You don't need run, or as far as I'm concerned, I would say spin is for the most part completely irrelevant. You get just enough spin even with just the 1 point that you start with naturally, since it cannot go negative. There's really, I mean, you'll get used to it with there being no spin. You can get enough spin for it to be good enough, but that amount of drive distance is insane when you can hit pretty much every green in one, and then a tiny little pitch. You don't need any spin. And then I do have another character that I made. That one I would say if you're going to play online, especially like speed golf, you would use the setup that I have for Annika. And once again, every one of my builds has 14 in control, because you might as well. I mean, you can play without it. The fact that this game is so streamlined to be a lot less skill heavy compared to the old Mario Golf games. But no points in spin again, no points in stamina, but you have max speed and max control. And notice that my yardage is still almost 320, which is still pretty good. But yeah, this character, you can dash around, you'll complete holes very quickly. 50 seconds to a minute for par 5s is pretty good. I haven't played any of these characters online yet. I've mainly been saving that for a stream that I want to do eventually. But this was my first character. This was before I had much knowledge for building a character to know what stats would be capped. But generally the way that I would build characters in this game, it's kind of the same thing that I had in Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color. You put your points into your stat until you get it up to like 8 or 9, and you leave it there until it drops negative. Then you would add to it. And then once you're at 10, you can let it drop to 9, and then once again when it's going to drop to 8, then you put it back up to 10. So then you know that you're using the optimal amount of points to max out so that you aren't wasting any points. But even this character still has a 300-yard drive, has a decent amount of speed. It's still pretty good, but this is the only character that I decided to keep some spin with, and I opted to have it so that you get 2 spin segments instead of just 1. But the amount of backspin your character gets with this is almost too much to deal with sometimes, especially if you're hitting downhill. So it's one that you have to get used to. It's not like Hot Shots Golf or anything like that, where pretty much most characters had a decent amount of spin, but it was never like insane like this game gets to be. So, but all these characters are pretty good. You can't go wrong with any one of those 3 builds. And the other quick thing with doing the golf adventure, when you go through, you can do all the training if you want, but as far as the best experience, I would generally sit in the second to last course. I need to look up what the course is called. Sorry, I don't remember it just off the top of my head. But the Wild Weather Woods. So you'll play until you get to Wild Weather Woods, and once you've unlocked the ability to go to Bowser Highlands, just do the 9-hole, front 9, back 9, whichever one you prefer. Grind that until you hit like level 94, and then do the final boss to get the last 4 or 5 levels. The reason why I don't grind the last boss, even though it does give the most experience, is because once you're done with it, it boots you to the credits and then boots you to the main menu, and then you have to go back through all that menuing to get back and do it again. Where the Wild Weather Woods is quick, play 9 holes, leave, and then play 9 holes, leave. Because the final boss, you got 3 holes cutscene, 3 holes cutscene, 2 holes cutscene, 1 hole cutscene, and then another cutscene, fight the boss, cutscene, credits. Like, it takes a long time to grind there, so you don't really want to do that. But otherwise, it's just a pretty quick guide that I just wanted to throw together of all three of my characters here. They're all insanely good. I'm not saying that they are the absolute best, but they're probably up there. I don't think there's really any way to build a better character, at least not until either something changes or there might be some updates. But ultimately, you should build the character that suits your playstyle. These characters suit my playstyles. I have a straight up just max drive, max control for stroke play. I have a max speed, max drive, max control for like speed golf, and then I have my all-arounder that I started with. So yeah, just play the game the way that you want to. You don't need to have a 300-yard drive. It does kind of trivialize even Bowser Highlands. Like none of the courses are as insane as they were in, say, Toadstool Tour or Mario Golf 64. And even the skill cap for playing this game, you can let your control run down to nothing, and you'll still be able to hit fairways. It's not like the old games where the worse your control was, the faster the meter moved, and the smaller your accuracy area was. That part of this Mario Golf it's very low skill dependent to play well, aside from maybe your putting and distance control, I suppose. But I could even get into that just a little bit since I'm talking about it. As far as putting, like most of these tips, they're relatively good, but one of the tips that it doesn't really tell you is like putting the break out of your putt. It is a more riskier strategy, but if you know that your putts are on line, you can add extra power to kind of like force it into the hole. And this golf game, unlike most golf games, when you're on the green, the pin stays in the cup, so you can really crank on some putts in this game. Like I even have a couple of clips actually. I just need to try to find it. I think it's this one where I crank this 50-footer. Like you can line it up. Look at that. Since the pin stays in there, you can really put some sauce on your putts and make some ridiculous ones. But playing the Wildwood Highlands, that one will definitely teach you, because you're playing in the rain, that you can really force some putts in. So, but hopefully this will help you build some characters, as far as knowing that if you want to max speed, you need 17 points. If you want to max control, you need 14 points, and then the rest can go into stamina or spin or power, however you want to build your character. But the only unfortunate aspect of character creation is all of the clubs and stuff that you buy. All of these, they're restricted to the adventure mode. When you go back to play normal stroke play and modes like that, you just get a base set of normal clubs. You don't get any of your special clubs or even your outfits or your shoes. So, anyway, I'm going to wrap that up right here. Just wanted to do this quick little character guide. If there's anything else you'd like a guide on for this game, I am very proficient in golf games, so I could do guides on how to do proper chip shots, how to do putting, how to set up for second shots, and just let me know if there's anything you'd like to have me make, because they really wouldn't take too long. I could do these guides in probably 10 minutes or less. So, but anyway, I'm gonna wrap that up. You know the shill drill. Give us some love if you want to see more content. It helps us grow. Otherwise, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And hopefully I'll see you on the links. Take care.